All right, so good evening. Happy Thursday. This is our coach info session, and I'm hopping on with my two coach friends, Danny and Brittany, and we are going to kind of tell you a little bit more about us, our story, and then answer some frequently asked questions that we hear all the time. If at any time you have questions, use the chat to ask your questions, and then there'll also be a Q&A at the end, but never feel like you can't answer or even unmute yourself and talk in the middle. So I'm going to get started. I'm Laura Kilbane. My team is Happy to Be Fit crew, and I started this journey 6 years ago, actually this month, 6 years ago, and I was initially a customer. I was 6 months pregnant with my daughter. My coach had no idea, but I was having an unhealthy pregnancy, and I had just been to the doctor. I was gaining 3 to 4 pounds a week. I had the borderline gestational diabetes, where even after the second test, I had passed by 1 point. So she's like, you have to make some changes, not just for you, but for your baby. And at that moment, it was something that finally kind of clicked, in my health and fitness journey. I'd always been interested in health and fitness. I was a big Jillian Michaels fan. I had even studied to be a personal trainer, but then got a job. So I put that kind of goal aside. But, one thing that really helped me back was nutrition. I had suffered with binge eating. And then with workouts, I was really never totally consistent unless I was, in sports in middle school and high school. And then I even did dance team in college, which was kind of treated as a sport since we competed nationally and stuff. So that was the only time I was really consistent in my exercise. But even then, I had suffered with the binge eating. So I was never someone that was healthy. And I was always overweight by about 20 pounds. And so when I started this journey, being pregnant 6 months, it was no longer about what my goals were before. My goals were about losing weight. I got to lose 15 pounds, 20 pounds. I have to be this size. I have to have my bones stick out. That was my mentality before. And this time, being 6 months pregnant with my firstborn, it was it's no longer about how I look or vanity. It's about my health. I have to be healthy, not only for myself, I have to have this healthy, habitat for my growing baby. And that was the thing that got me signed up, ready to rock my fitness journey, because I wanted to have a healthy rest of my pregnancy. I was already 6 months pregnant and I did not have a healthy pregnancy. So I started working out. I did a dance workout. I had told my doctor and OB about the shakes, and they're like, yes, you can drink them. And I would drink my shake every morning on the way to work. I worked 50, 60 hours a week at the time. And I'd actually went to bed in either pajamas I could work out in, or I would even wear more or less workout clothes to bed, like a maternity, sports bra and, comfy shorts. I'd roll out of bed, get my workout on with a lamp because it was still dark and I didn't want to wake anyone up. I would get my workout done, shower, drink my shake on the way to work. And I automatically, after, I remember it was honestly a week, but I think really in 2 weeks, just started feeling better. I started getting more energy. My unhealthy cravings were slowly kind of going away because I was eating pretty bad before I had started this. I was I had an aversion to coffee. So I had no energy, and this was just giving me energy. I was just feeling better. And instead of the 3 to 4 pounds that I was gaining a week, it went down to 1 to 2 pounds, which was where my doctor wanted me to be at. I finished that pregnancy working out up until I think a couple days before I had my firstborn. And it was in my postpartum journey that I was kind of like a fly on the wall of what coaches were doing on our team page. And I started to see that they were helping people lose weight. They were helping people get results. They were feeling good themselves, getting results themselves. And so when I was on my postpartum journey, I was like, okay, I love to work. And I made really good money at my job, but I knew that just based on how I was in my pregnancy journey, that I wasn't going to be the mom I wanted to be. I was missing OB appointments. I'm like, all right, she's going to be the first one to get dropped off, the last one to get picked up. I was going to miss all her school stuff. And it really kind of hit me that I wanted to be a different type of mom. So I decided to not go back to work, but it wasn't something that had I didn't have this weight lifted off my shoulders because I'm a self-proclaimed workaholic. I love to work. I love to earn. I grew up with a working family, a working mom. And so I felt almost weird leaving my identity in the workforce. But then I thought about coaching, like, okay, well, could this be my job? Because I knew I had to do something. And even my husband was like, we got to do something because I know how you are. You're going to go crazy. So I started with coaching. I hosted a free group at the time. It was a hydration challenge. And within days, people were like, you've changed my life. I'm like, I just told you to drink more water, you know? And they're like, but I feel so much better. I have more energy. I'm snacking less. I'm wanting healthier foods now. Like, it was just that small little change that was already impacting their journey and getting them started. And I was like hooked. I'm like, this feels so good to help someone else. So I didn't go back to my job, and I kind of jumped all in with coaching. I was on my own journey. You know, I started working out 10 weeks postpartum, and I figured I'm going to go through my postpartum journey, share what I'm doing, and I would love to help people, you know, do it with me, kind of channeling my inner, like Jillian Michaels at the time. So I jumped in, and I've honestly never have looked back. I've gotten in the best shape of my life. Now I've had 3 kids, and my body is healthier and more fit than it was pre-kids. And I work out less, and my nutrition, you know, has just completely transformed. I no longer suffer with the binge eating. I have gotten certified in our 2 Beachbody nutrition programs and love helping with people with nutrition. It's something I'm really passionate about. And I'll tell you a little bit more just about how like coaching has transformed my life, but that's my story, how I got started. Danny, do you want to go next?
Yes, can you hear me okay? All right. So I actually started Beachbody back in college. So I was taking 19 credit hours at the time, and I was working 2 jobs as well. And I was like, I need something to fit into my schedule because I already gained the freshman 15, and I played sports back in high school, and I was like, I have got to do something. And then I came across the Insanity infomercial that everyone has seen on TV, and I was like, I'm going to do it. And that is where basically my love for Shaun T started, and just like my love for Beachbody. So I started doing that. I then got married to my high school sweetheart. And a month after that, I lost my mom in a car accident just 2 weeks after my 23rd birthday. Um, so that was really difficult. But then I ended up getting pregnant with my son, my first son. Oh, and I ended up gaining 68 pounds with him because I was just so depressed. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I completely stopped Beachbody at that point. And then kind of fast forward a little bit, but I ended up getting pregnant with my daughter a year after him. And that is when I ended up developing a blood clot in my lung because I was so overweight, and I was 240 pounds at that point. I was like, okay, like I need to do something for myself and for my children because it's not just about me anymore. It's about them as well. And my doctors were like, you have to do something or you're not going to live. Like, you have a huge clot in your lung, blah, blah, blah. So after I had her, I started back up Beachbody because I did it like back in college, and I was like, I know that it works. So I started that back up again, and I think I was 6 weeks postpartum with my daughter. And from that moment, I have never looked back. I ended up losing 40 pounds in 3 months just from staying consistent. And that is when my coach was like, Danny, have you thought about coaching? Like, I think this would be a great fit for you. And I have like always been interested in coaching. Like, I would watch my coach on the sideline for years. So I was like always like watching what she was doing and just taking it all in. And I was like seeing her earn all of these free trips. And I was like, oh my God, like at 240 pounds, I'm sitting on the couch eating. Like, I wish that was me, but like, how can that even be me at that point? But you know, I always like longed to be a coach. And I was like, maybe my story could help change one person's life. So I finally was like fighting with myself because I was still 200 pounds at that point. And I was like, should I be a coach? And I said yes at 200 pounds. So I wasn't even at my goal weight, but I was still like, you know what, if I can just take people along on this journey with me, maybe that will help, you know, inspire them that you don't have to be at your goal weight. Even if you want to coach, you can still do this and inspire people along the way. So I said yes to coaching. And basically, I just kept losing weight. The pandemic started and I got pregnant with my third baby. And I was so excited for that. But I struggled with my first pregnancy because I was incredibly depressed with him. And then with my second pregnancy with my daughter, I had that blood clot in my lung. And I was like, this is the first time I'm going to be pregnant, but like I'm on social media platform at this point. Like I could screw up. Like I literally thought like, this is the end of my coaching career. I'm done. But honestly, like being pregnant and showing up every single day with a big belly, doing Beachbody workouts, people were so inspired. Like, wow, she can still stay consistent doing this at home with her kids sleeping. Like it's possible to still stay healthy and, you know, be pregnant besides having to go to the gym every day, because it's not possible. I had a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old at that point. So I had my third baby. And at that point, like it was 1 year I've been a coach and I became a diamond coach, and I ended up doubling what I was making as a receptionist at my dentist's office before I had my daughter. So of course, like I don't go into this for the money. My first thought was, if I can just inspire anyone that has ever been overweight, anyone that has children, or anyone that's ever dealt with grief, like I hope that I can help them in that way. And I'm going on, I've been a coach for 2 years, and it is literally the best thing that has ever happened to me. So
Awesome. Thanks so much. Brittany, you want to go next? Brittany is a new coach who also just hit a huge rank advancement in her business. It's diamond, and I know that might not mean anything to you, but Brittany has just been a rock star from the beginning. And she is a new coach who has been a rock star. And so I wanted you guys to hear from her too.
Thank you, Laura. Yeah, so I kind of did Beachbody like a little bit in college, same thing as Danny. Like I did hip hop abs for so long on DVD in college, but it was just very up and down, yo-yo. I would do it before spring break. I would just pop in the DVD, like, you know, if summer was coming up or there was like homecoming or something. I never did it consistently. And for years, I just kind of dabbled in Beachbody because I knew that things worked. I loved the workout programs. And I liked showing up for my own journey. And it wasn't until recently that I really quit my full-time job and was like, I'm putting all my eggs in a basket into coaching, and I'm never turning back. I'm so excited to be a coach and help other people just really fulfill their lives and their journeys. This is the best thing, hands down, that I've ever done for myself, for my daughter. She sees such a better version of me from coaching and from taking care of myself every single morning. And I would never want to look back and say, I should have done that more. And I just think more people need to prioritize themselves, and we're that link. They don't necessarily know the steps to get there, and we're the person who's showing them those steps. And if, like the coach position, just I feel like there's nothing more rewarding by far.
Awesome. Okay, why don't you go ahead and kick us off into kind of what we're not. You know, there's a lot of misconceptions of what coaches are, and so you can kind of go through and share.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of people think that to become a coach, you have to be an expert in the field. That's not true. You know, we're learning on our own journeys every single day. We're not necessarily the trainers. We have certified trainers who do the programs. We're just someone who's connecting. We're not salespeople. We don't need to know everything to be a coach. You don't have to be a genius or someone who has every article out there on nutrition and things. That's not us. We're connecting people. You don't have to have a degree in health and fitness or training degrees or certifications. And you don't have to be at your goal weight or your perfect body yet. I know I'm not. I still have like 15 more pounds to get back to my pre-baby weight. And you don't have to have those things to be a coach or to be successful. Coaching, it's not just for people who are super fit or who have abs. I mean, Laura has amazing abs and I'm like jealous, but you don't have to have that to be successful, especially right off the bat. Like Danny said, she still, you know, was at 200 pounds and she wanted to lose more, and she was able to be a rock star when she first started too. You do not have to have those things. It's not just for people who are extroverts. You can be introverted and still have so much success in this business. As I already said, it's not just for trainers or nutritionalists. There's no high pressure sales. There is no high risk or high cost, monthly quotas to achieve. It's all based on how much work you want to put in. So I know like a lot of people who put in part-time work and then they see part-time benefits of it. Or, you know, if you want to go full eggs in basket and do full-time and put in the hours, you're going to reap those full-time rewards. It's really whatever you want to make it. It's also not a get rich scheme. This is hard work. Any coach will tell you that this is not something that just comes to you like that. The work itself is not difficult by any means, but it does require effort and pockets of your day, time commitments. And it's also not limited on success or rank. So you do not have to achieve this or achieve that and it just stops, or you have certain things. Coaching is just more for how much you want to put into it.
Yeah, awesome. And just to add, like, you know, for the get rich quick, we'll talk about it later, but it's whatever you want it to be. And like Brittany said, there's hard work, but it's simple. It's simple tasks. Like my husband, who doesn't even like hardly use social media, could actually do the tasks that we do, because you don't have to have like skill to do it. So, and if you're already using social media yourself, even just as a consumer, you'd be a good fit. As far as the trainers and nutritionists, I actually just had someone ask me about this because I decided to become a fitness instructor and I decided to get nutrition trainings, but it's not something that you have to have. In fact, some of our top coaches in the company don't have any certifications. They just have a passion and a purpose for helping people, and they do just more of the work that we're going to tell you to do. And as far as, what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, introverts. Also, some of our top coaches in the company are introverts, because that is something else I always hear. Like, but I'm not like outgoing like you. And I'm like, well, the good thing is most of our stuff is done online. And I think we've all kind of experienced like how easy it is to kind of like let out of your comfort zone and let out of your shell a little bit when you're behind, you know, your phone or something. Danny, do you want to go into this next one?
Yes. So our team goal is to help people live their best life and to provide inspiration, accountability, and resources. So for me, accountability has just meant everything to me. So if you're just struggling, having a difficult time, like, oh my gosh, the baby didn't sleep last night, or I just, I got home from work super late, I'm exhausted, you just dive right into your accountability group. And those girls are cheering you on like every second. It's fantastic. And honestly, my coach friends have become my best friends, and you get to bond with them virtually, but then you get to see them at Coach Summit, or if you make it to retreats. And it's just like being able to see them in person is the best feeling in the world, because you talk to them on a daily basis. So being able to see them is literally like the best thing ever. And then you are also on your accountability group, your coach or you yourself, you'll provide your team with resources, and we get those from other coaches as well, and their top coaches, so that we provide you with overall like the best, information and also like workouts and nutrition and stuff like that. So there's always someone every single day to help you on this journey for you, and then you get to help them, the people that you coach, on their journey for them.
Okay, so a day in the life, as coaches, we are focusing on ourselves, that kind of like self-care, self-love movement. It all starts with our own journey, as we all kind of talked about. Like, we needed to start our own health and fitness journey. I was 10 weeks postpartum. Danny, you were postpartum. Brittany, when you got back into it, you were pregnant, right? When you got back into it. Yeah. So, we've all just started with our own journey and then sharing it. You guys all follow us because you are inspired by what we share. And that sharing is really what allows us to motivate and inspire other people, and kind of spread that good vibe, motivation, accountability, and inspiration. But it also allows us to motivate people to take action, because it's one thing to share your journey, but inviting people to do it with you, that's that kind of like golden ticket, that we get to offer people. And Brittany actually had just mentioned how someone was following her for a really long time, and she kept wanting to sign up. And, but she just never had like the courage to do it. And this is something, you know, as someone who's been coaching for 6 years, I hear all the time, like, I can't believe you reached out to me, or like, thank you so much for inviting me, because I've been wanting to like ask to join your group for so long. And it's something that, you know, it's like we have this party, we have this community going on, and inviting someone to join us is like so much fun. I know I posted a reel today about like this community and this team, and it's like, you see us having so much fun. The best part is like, we want you to do it with us. We are like exclusive, but very excited to add more women into our crew. And when you, I'm jumping ahead, but just like when you surround yourself with this group of women, it's just amazing. So we like to start our journey, share it, and then help others get started too, because there's nothing more rewarding than getting that message from someone. Like I got one today. She's like, oh my gosh, look at my before and after. She had finally put it side by side. She's like, I have felt amazing, but to see my results, like I'm so proud of myself, and I can see her getting more confident, and to see someone transform their life like that is just, it's a really rewarding experience. Not to mention when we start feeling better, and not only better, but getting healthier, it becomes this ripple effect into the rest of our life. So we might feel more confident with our husband. We might feel confident in our position at work. We might feel more energized for our kids. So it's this positive ripple effect. And that's why, you know, Danny and Brittany, they're like, this is like one of the best parts of my life, the best decisions I've ever made. Brittany, do you want to go into this one, our vital behaviors?
Yeah, absolutely. And also, Amanda, who's on the call with us, is actually who that message was from. So I was like, yeah, you could do coaching. But our daily tasks. So we kind of have some vital behaviors that equal success. And that's just based on how much time, again, that you want to put in. But these are the ones that we recommend to do all the time. So first is be proof of the product's working. So that is showing up for yourself. First and foremost is that we need to have our own journey. We have to help our own health and fitness. We're not able to help others if we're not helping ourselves first. You have to fill your own cup first, always. Second is personal development. So we prize ourselves as a company that we are always bettering our mindset and our lives, and that comes from personal development. So that helps us, our brain bucket, and then we're able to then pass that along to others and help grow our teams, our followers, like just provide value to everyone in our lives. Next is share and invite. So sharing your journey, this is so important, because that's how people see what you're doing. If you're not sharing, there's so many people who are not going to have any idea what you're doing. They're going to be like, oh, okay, all of a sudden you dropped 20 pounds. But if you're not showing up on social media, showing that, they're going to have no idea with those connecting dots. And then inviting is also part of that. Amanda knows for by far that getting the invites is what helps people to connect to these resources. You know, we can say all we want, you know, join us. But if you're not actually sending an invitation to the people saying, I want you specifically to join and be a part of this, that's what makes the difference. And then recognition. So those are things, Laura, correct me if I'm wrong, but those are things like our different ranks, right? And like helping people kind of that, like, you know, if you hit emeralds, if you hit diamonds, all of like the ranks like that.
Yeah, so recognition, you know, just obviously recognizing our coaches' hard work and efforts, recognizing our challengers' efforts, like even like screenshotting like my challengers before and after and sharing that on my Instagram. You know, sometimes I like kind of hide tag them if they don't want like their name to be on it, but that makes them feel good too, because they're like, oh, she is proud of me. Like she's sharing it with all of her followers. So I know I love recognizing on my Instagram stories a lot, and I'll always just, you know, blur out or, you know, cover up their name if they want to stay a little bit more personal or private. But just the recognition is so cool. And it is one of those jobs, like we're going to take Brittany out for her big achievement that she just just reached. But it's so cool to be recognized, not only by the company, because the company recognizes us, but even our team has so many opportunities for recognition. And it feels good to be recognized and for people to realize kind of what, like how hard we do work. I think about like wife and mom life. Like no one's coming home every day being like, woo, the house looks amazing. Or like, oh my gosh, this is the best dinner ever. Now, sometimes I'll get that, right? You know, my family is amazing. But like we don't feel always like rewarded or recognized for what we do because it just becomes what we do. But we get recognized even almost as coaches from our customers even. But it's something that we like to do for our customers and coaches as well. All right. Go ahead. Did you want to say anything else about that?
I was just going to say also on this. So we do have trackers and things that help you to know what these behaviors are and kind of keeping track of them on a daily basis and even weekly basis and kind of see where your progress is. Like, hey, maybe I didn't get to that yesterday. Tomorrow I need to get to this. So I know Laura has examples on the screen to like show you, but these are things that we consistently as coaches check off in our daily lives, taking care of ourselves, make sure we did our own personal growth of our mindset, sharing and inviting, and then also the recognition. Those things we check off every single day. And in the long run, those equal success. No matter what, you're going to have some sort of success if you check off your vital behaviors.
Yeah. And what's cool about these lists is, you know, it's something that wasn't around when I first started coaching. But if you're like that person that's like, Laura, just tell me what I need to do to be successful because I want this to work and I want to help people. You do this tracker at least 5 times a week. And I promise you, you're going to help a minimum of 3 people, which is a great like first benchmark in your business. And it's going to be really rewarding and really fun along the way. And the things we do as coaches, it's really just using social media for what it was meant to be for. It was meant to be a platform where you share, you connect. And then now, you know, we can help others through social media. But it's been really cool too, because another FAQ I hear a lot is like, well, I'm not really on social media a lot. Like personally, I consume it, but I don't share a lot. Well, we are going to teach you how to share. And even just our activities on our tracker right here will kind of give you ideas on what to share. And it really, like I said, uses social media in a good way. You know, I used to think like, I don't want people to know what I'm doing, but now I love sharing what I'm doing. And you only have to share what you feel comfortable with. But I love to share because I find out just by simply sharing my workout, it inspires someone else to do their workout, whether it's with me or not. You know, it's you know, about becoming this positive light in the lives of others. And so many people hate social media because they just hear complaining or negativity or just raunchy stuff on social media. And we get to be that person on social media that they look forward to seeing because of our habits, because of what we share and how we share it. So really, the tracker, just even how everything's put together, like what we do as coaches, has really been kind of like a light in my life when it comes to social media. Cause I'm like, I love social media because it's allowed me to do so many like good things. Danny, you want to go into this one?
Yeah, but another thing that I was going to add on to what we were just talking about previously too is, yes, of course you want to share about Beachbody and how much Beachbody has, you know, transformed your life, but you also too on your social media want to share about your family or other things that you do, because if you just share about Beachbody, people are going to be like, okay, like what else do you do? You know, like, so basically what I do, like, of course I'll show my children, and then I'll take, like, my husband will take videos of me like running after them because I could not run 2 years ago. And I'm like, oh my God, look, I'm able to like run with my kids, or, you know what I mean? So make sure that you post funny, like if you're like funny person, post like funny things about your kids, or just post just different kind of things. Just don't be Beachbody oriented 24/7, because then they will not watch you. So
yeah, like it's enlightening because once you become a coach, it's not like you're just a coach. You're still you.
Right.
And you get to share about you, and yeah, and we help you guys
and
with all that stuff too.
And people will fall in love with you and your personality, and just, you know, that's how they'll also relate to you too. So like, I love how you are like working out, but like, I really connect with you because you're so funny. You're, you know, you're real, blah, blah. So, but anyway, so for the next thing, so when you become a coach, of course you get one-on-one training with your coach. So basically you'll just have a one-on-one and she'll talk to you about everything, basically like the tracker that she was showing, and everything like that. And then of course you'll be plugged into our upline coach page, which is huge too. So you'll be able to connect with a bunch of other coaches on the team. And then we have, so that's on a Facebook Messenger group. So basically, I don't know where Laura went, but that's also what you get as well.
I had to like run and get my charger because I like saw my computer, so it was like popping up to 4. I'm like, no, I had like charged it. Okay, so these are the 3 different types of coaches. So, you know, there's a lot of things you can do with coaching, and what's cool about it is it can really be whatever you want it to be. So, you know, I started out as someone, let me plug this in so we don't lose each other. So I started out as someone that literally just wanted to share my journey, and I was like, this is gonna be like a hobby. Even though I'd left my job, I was like, this is gonna be a hobby because I'm a new mom, you know. And it had just started out as that. I just started sharing my journey, helping people. I think I would help maybe 3 to 5 people a month, which was a lot, so to speak. But I still just like, I didn't have any like structure, you know, business wise. And then it kind of domino affected into a more of a part-time business. And even when we talk about part-time and full-time, I will say no one works like 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, even people making a full-time income. So I started out as just kind of like a discount member, which is now like our preferred customer. The preferred customer gets you 25% off. You get early access to programs. You get to purchase early access to programs before like a regular customer would. And the preferred customer is kind of the way to go. I'm someone who doesn't like to pay full price for anything. So if you're like me, preferred customer is the route for you and any of people you sign up. A hobby coach is someone that's just kind of like, you know, kind of going through the motions of sharing their journey. And then maybe they kind of invite and help a couple people, maybe some friends or family. And then business builder is someone that's like, okay, Laura, I want to leave my job, replace my income, or, you know, I haven't worked and I would like to help contribute to pay for either our mortgage or our car payment or pay off my school loan, stuff like that. Every type of coach is welcome on our team. We obviously love to help women build businesses out of this because we have learned how much this business can really bless your life financially, time freedom, just flexibility in your life. But you can do whatever you want to do. And likely it's going to change. Like I said, I kind of started out as that preferred customer, then went into the hobby. And then now, like I said, I have now built a more or less a full-time income working way part-time hours, but it's just because of the consistent effort, you know, insert income disclaimer. It's been just because of the consistent effort that I've put year after year now for 6 years. If you are someone that's like, well, I want to leave my teaching job in 2 years, I've seen it many times. We've had plenty of teachers and nurses, you know, replace their income in a year or two. And then we have many coaches on our team that make 6 figures plus. So it's really whatever you want this business to be. It could be $500 to put toward a car and a loan payment, or it could be way more than that. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to be that consistent effort, but it really is possible. And like, you know, Brittany just kind of showed our tracker. If you're like, okay, well, but how did she do that? She just did that tracker, and maybe instead of doing it 1 time through, she did it 3 or 5 times through. So she didn't stop, and that's how she built a successful business. Any questions about the different types of coaches? I'll say as far as like hours, I would say if you can dedicate, we actually just had someone speak to our team about how you can build a full-time income with just 8 hours a week working part-time. And it was about being very intentional about your time and being organized with your time. And I will tell you, I definitely think that is possible. I'm always working on being more efficient and effective with my time. Because really, like I said, the business is very simple. It's just getting those simple tasks done. And you can get lost, right, in social media sometimes. So just being intentional about when you're on your phone, if you're doing something that actually can move your business forward, or if you're just scrolling, obviously you're not going to make any money or help anyone by just scrolling. But I know that that is something like early on, you know, my husband would be like, well, you're on your phone, like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm actually talking to people or telling people about, what I do, or helping them choose a program to start with. And so it was really cool because you pretty much just need a phone to do this business, and you can work anywhere, anytime. I had started this business when I was nursing, so I had done majority of my work just while I was nursing my daughter. And then now, today I actually had a babysitter. My neighbor came over for 2 hours so I could get some work done. So, the sky is the limit, and then it just depends on how much time you want to give to it. How you make money is obviously always a big question. I'll be honest, I had no idea how I made money for the first year of coaching. And it wasn't until I got my statement at the end of the year being like, this is how much you made this year, that I was like, whoa, you get paid weekly. So, I'm not someone who would always check my commission statement each week. But we make a 25% commission kind of on average, and that goes all the way up to 40% commission on certain products. We get that 25% discount on products. So that's why I had initially signed up, because I'm like, I want a discount. I don't want to pay full price. There are opportunities for team cycle bonuses. We explain all this to you, and it really becomes pertinent when you reach that level in your business. Team cycle bonus is pretty much just you're joining a successful team. And so you're going to benefit from the success, honestly, of our team. It is not a pyramid scheme or anything like that. The pyramid schemes are illegal. And if it was a pyramid scheme, pretty much you wouldn't be able to surpass me in success or any of these coaches. You wouldn't be able to surpass them in success as a coach, but you can. And also a pyramid scheme is when you are selling, or you are getting money for something that you're not giving something back to. So it would be like someone's paying you to do something, but you're not giving them anything in return. So I actually just learned that little tip recently. There are bonuses, opportunities monthly and quarterly, and then even annually if you are the top 200 in the company. There's qualification for free customer leads. So that just means people are signing up with Beachbody every single day with and without a coach. If they sign up without a coach, they automatically get assigned a coach. And so if you are at a certain level in your business, you get to qualify for those free customer leads. And then there are people buying stuff. So some people are just signing up for a free account. Other people are actually buying products. Once again, they automatically get signed to a coach. And if you help 5 people a month, then you get to qualify for those free customer commission. And that is awesome, because you could maybe not help anyone that week and not work that week, and you would still get paid just from those free customer commissions. You get first access and sneak peek to new products and programs. So we just had a program, Job One, come out, and coaches and preferred customers were allowed to buy it 2 weeks before customers were. And then we'll have another program. We have one coming out in March as well. So you get opportunities like that. You also get invited to, we have quarterly events, which we might talk about in a second, but quarterly events, all that stuff, mainly made for coaches. The business website ready to go. So usually if you're like, Laura, I want to start a business, then I'm going to be like, okay, well, I used to do marketing and stuff. So I'd be like, okay, well, you need a marketing team, you need an advertising team, you need a budget to promote your products, you need to build a website, you need to build a landing page, all these things. Well, you don't have to worry about any of that when you become a coach. It's all created for you. And then you just use your social media platform or platforms to kind of promote your business. And then you have freedom to cancel at any time. So if you're like, Laura, I'm going to be a coach, and unfortunately, if you don't give it a year, like I always tell people to give it, if you say, I don't want to do this in 3 months, 6 months, whatever, there's no fee or penalty if you want to quit or cancel or anything like that. It is something that you sign up for your journey. And if you want to pay it forward and help other people, you become a coach, and then we will give you the tools and the trainings to have success in this business. Danny, do you want to go into the trips?
Yes. So I might not be the best person for this, just because when I became a coach, I earned a retreat, and then it was all virtual from there on out. So I never have gotten a chance to go to a retreat just yet. But I was able to go to Coach Summit, which was in Florida last year, which was so much fun. I can't wait. I think is it St. Louis this year? I cannot wait for that. And it's actually going to happen in person. So I can't wait for that. But another thing too. So last year, my first year as a coach, I was able to hit Success Club all 12 months. and earned a free trip for me and my husband to Punta Cana. And unfortunately, we're not going to that because of COVID. And then my second year that I just finished, I earned a trip to Mexico. So if you work incredibly hard, you get rewarded from Beachbody. And it's so nice that they're just able to spoil you and you're able to take a trip of a lifetime with you and your spouse or whoever you want to invite. But I just can't wait for the retreats. I know when I first started, it was like 2 months in, and Shaun T went to one of the retreats. I know Laura was there. So, I mean, there's like always special guests that show up, and just being able to bond with the girls that you, like I said, that you talk to on a daily basis is so much fun. But it's just like, trips of a lifetime that you just don't want to miss out on.
Yeah, it's so fun. So this first picture was a cruise that we had all earned for helping a minimum of 3 people each month for a year. The second picture, we just did like a wine meetup at a local winery with some area coaches. The next one was the Florida retreat, which was our kind of unofficial summit last summer, which was just like an annual conference. We all meet together on the second 2 pictures. So, these trips are like work / like girls weekends. Like I say it's like a work event meets like bachelorette party. Like it's just so much fun. You work out, you eat healthy and maybe not so healthy because we go out to dinner and all that stuff. But it's cool because, I have some great friends from college and stuff. And I'm actually still best friends with my best friend from high school. But you get together with these people and you're like, I feel like I've known you forever, like it just is so cool. I got to meet Brittany at one of our local quarterly events. We meet quarterly. And so I got to meet her there. And like we were chatting right away, like we had babies at the same time, but I just like, I don't know, it's just like so easy and fun to like talk to her. I don't know, it's just very cool. And that's something that like also kind of changed me with coaching, because I used to be like, not shy, but like I didn't care to talk to other people. And now I'm like all about it. I'm like, I love meeting new people. I love talking to people. I love connecting with people. I used to just kind of like keep to myself a lot of times unless I knew you. And now I just like love meeting new friends and talking to new people. But the trips and vacations are awesome. My husband and I are going to Punta Cana next month, a month from yesterday. And it's so cool. It's just so cool that I can earn this like free trip for him and I to go to. And that was like our first cruise. And it was just a lot of fun. And like the super trainers come on the trips as well. So you get to hang out with them. It's really neat. So what now? You are going to get signed up. If you're not already a customer or preferred customer and you're not already plugged into a group and a program, nutrition and workouts, definitely talk to your coach. Tell them your nutrition and fitness goals, and they will help you choose a program based on what your goals are. And start your program, start sharing. I know, Brittany, you were just a customer in the beginning that you started sharing, right? And then I'm assuming people just were like, okay, what are you doing? And wanted to start joining her. But you have the opportunity to really not only transform your life, the worst thing that can happen is that you get in amazing shape and you get to be a part of this community and you get to benefit from this health change that not only will impact your physical, mental, and emotional health, but it can really transform other areas of your life too. These are some of our transformations. And while we all lost weight in inches, we have all gained so much. Personal development is one of our vital behaviors as a coach. And I always say it's like the Bible. Like, you read the Bible, it changes your life. You read personal development or listen to personal development, it changes your life. I hate doing laundry, so I put my personal development in, and laundry is a lot better because I'm listening to something that's motivating and inspiring me. And that's what's cool about these transformations too, is we're not just transforming physically, but mentally as well. And I know a lot of our spiritual journeys, we've gotten closer with God and in our faith through this journey, just from wanting to feel and be better ourselves, not because we're not enough, but just because we know that we can be more. And we would love to have a one-on-one call with you if you want to start coaching. Share with us your goals. It can be scary to dream and to think of goals for your life. but it's really empowering. And what I've learned is that it's totally possible. You know, you can be in your 30s, your 40s, and your life is still just beginning. You still have so much opportunity in front of you, and I've seen it. You know, as a coach for 6 years, I've seen people of all ages, of all backgrounds, from all parts of the country and even other countries, since we have, you know, coaches in Canada and UK and stuff and France now. But there's just really nothing that can really hold you back in your coaching journey except for yourself. So if you're willing to kind of like dig in, learn as you go, and just kind of be open to this like amazing life and opportunity, then you would definitely be a huge asset to our team and our community. Does anyone have any questions or anything that we like didn't talk about, or maybe a FAQ that you've heard recently, Brittany or Danny? No? All right. I'm going to stop recording. We'll take a quick picture.